Terraria Events. Everything from the blessing of the party event all the way to the solar eclipse and lunar events, we're going to be discussing all of them and rank them in a tier list on survivability, with D being the safest and I would definitely survive these events, and double S tier being impossible to survive. Getting right into it, let's start with the party. So if I were in Terraria and I got hit with the party event, I think it would be one of the easiest ones to survive. There's no enemies really. I mean, all the NPCs are chill, you don't really have much to do, everyone's balling out, whatever. The only way I would see myself dying in a Terraria party event is maybe due to some overdose of maybe some fun substances, but besides that, nothing can really hurt you. I mean, you might get too drunk and fall down the stairs, but that's really it. And for that reason, I'm putting this in D tier, extremely safe. Let's get on to the next one, which is the Lantern Night. This one also seems super easy to survive, basically on par, if not even easier than the party, because there's nothing really that bad about the Lantern Night. The worst thing that may happen is some NPC might set the house on fire or set himself on fire as he's trying to light the lanterns, but besides that, even like canonically, there's no way you can really die, you know, besides it being nighttime and you can just barricade yourself in and that's it. This is a straight D tier and honestly probably below the party, because in the party I may overdose or something, who knows. Stupid. I'm not your fucking Cupid. But during the Lantern Night, I'm gonna be asleep. Next is the Rain event. This event, canonically in Terraria, lasts 24 hours and summons a bunch of crazy enemies that would probably eat me up. I mean, we got ice golems, flying fish, clouds that literally follow you, rain on you, and kill you. If it's winter, then you're gonna be stuck dead center in the middle of a blizzard and the Deerclops is gonna spawn, so that is another negative towards the rain event. That makes it just that little bit harder. Now, if you stay inside, you're not in a place where it snows and it's not winter, you're kind of chill, and I feel like nothing would happen. If it's raining, you know, just stay inside. Don't try to go fishing for flying fish, and that's that. I'm putting this at a B tier, as the ice golems might do you in, the blizzard might do you in. There's a lot of harmful mobs, but if you stay in, you'll be chilling. Now let's get on to the Sandstorm. First of all, why would I ever be in a desert? I don't know, but let's say I'm over there in Egypt, bro, I'm in my resort, and then I get hit with the sandstorm. I am absolutely cooked. There's 30-mile-per-hour winds, which is enough to damage trees, which might fall all over the place, but I guess there's not really many trees in the desert, so that's kind of out of the question. Regardless, the wind is going to be moving stuff around and might hit some infrastructure. It may be a little bit dangerous. I may get hit by something. Now, you also have crazy ass enemies that spawn in very similar to the rain event. You got things like the dune splicer, the sand elemental, the sand shark. You wouldn't even be safe within the comfort of your own walls because there are enemies that can literally travel through walls. This is one criteria that brings the difficulty up, in my opinion, significantly, and you're gonna see this recurring throughout the video. If enemies can go through walls, that immediately makes that event significantly harder than anything else. I mean, sure, the rain event, you got ice golems, you got these crazy ass enemies, but when enemies can go through walls and you're not even safe within the comfort of your own home, that's when it starts getting serious. So since being even indoors is unsafe within the Sandstorm, I'm putting it in A tier. Very difficult to survive. I would probably die. The Windy Day event. So similar to the Sandstorm, we got really high winds, upwards of 20 miles per hour, and this may also cause some damage to you, maybe some of the surrounding obstacles, but it's really not too crazy. You may get hit with enemies like flying slimes, which personally I think wouldn't be that much of a problem. I mean, it's a slime, you could probably take it out with your bare hands, it wouldn't be that bad, but it would also be quite a hassle to try and go outside in general because you got those dandelions that are going to damage you, so that would probably piss me off a lot. You know, you can just stay inside, lock yourself in for, you know, the couple of hours that this happens, and for the most part, you're kind of chill. It's quite tame, not completely harmless, so for that reason, I'm gonna put it in C tier. Next, we have the Thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is just a mix of the rain event and the Windy Day event. So if you put them both together, it's gonna be more dangerous than each one individually. It's just a beefier version of the rain event, so I'm gonna put this in B tier right above the rain. meteor shower. So if we're gonna look at this from the Terraria stance, when there's a meteor shower, it's quite peaceful, right? But if we transform this into our reality, in Terraria, you got flying stars shooting down at the earth, basically for the entire night. Now these falling stars may not damage the Terrarian, but it sure as hell would damage me. So I would not be going outside, and it would not damage only me, but I bet you a bunch of other infrastructure. Could you imagine a skyscraper getting hit with one of these fallen stars? Like, sure, in Terraria, it may do nothing. But if you've got an asteroid this size hitting a whole ass building because it's soaring through space and broke through our atmosphere and still remains a huge rock, it's definitely gonna destroy some things. For that reason, I'm gonna put this in C tier above the Windy Day event. If you're staying inside, you're probably not gonna get hurt. The chance of the fallen star hitting you is very, very low. Even in Terraria, what's the chance that you're gonna see the star falling towards you and hit you? Basically zero, but it's not completely zero. Next, we have the Blood Moon. Getting into some more serious events, this is a crazy one. Okay, first of all, mobs can open doors. So you're locked in your house, it's locked, you're snug? No, it's not. You're not, bro. You're gonna see mobs coming through your doors. You got a bunch of random different boss enemies that are going to spawn if people decide to go fishing, and I guarantee you people will decide to go fishing during the Blood Moon just to see if the myths are really true that you're gonna summon the Dread Nautilus if you go fishing. Personally, I wouldn't be fishing, but I know that the Dread Nautilus is probably gonna kill everyone in my town because of some one guy, and he's gonna catch up to me. You can't sleep at all to skip the Blood Moon, so for this reason it actually scores a little bit higher on the difficulty because you have to wait it out. You have to survive the 9 hours that the Blood Moon lasts. Now if you want more info on why I would not survive the Blood Moon, check out this video that I recently made, but I'm gonna put the Blood Moon on A tier above the Sandstorm. I'm definitely not surviving this, and let's move on to the next one, which is the Goblin Army. So in theory, the Goblin Army doesn't seem too bad. It's just a bunch of weaponized little goblins that you could probably take out, maybe with a broom, maybe with a sword. If you got a pistol, you're basically set. But then we have to remember that these goblins have sorcerers that can use magic that shoot through walls. So even in the comfort of your own home, you are not safe. Another thing that's horrible about the Goblin invasion is that you actually have to kill like over 100 different goblins for the Goblin Army to go away. With various other events, you can just wait for them to pass. You can sleep through them.
Vadim!
But if the goblins are coming, you literally physically have to go square up against them, fight it out, and then they disappear. Am I gonna take on 100 goblins 10 on 1 at a time with a sorcerer that shoots through walls? Hell no, I'm probably gonna die. I'm gonna put this high A tier. I would be out for sure. Now let's talk about the slime rain. So what happens? Slimes fall out of the sky for a period of time, and while slimes aren't too difficult to kill, I mean, you could probably take one, tear it apart, squeeze it with your hands, use a knife. I genuinely think any type of slime invasion would be quite easy, but then you have to remember that you can't kill these slimes, because if you kill enough of them, you're gonna get the king slime to spawn. Now I could probably take on like 10 different slimes, but am I gonna take on king slime who devoured an entire ninja? No, that thing is gonna jump on me. Yeah, I would not survive this. Now I guess the meta here would just be to lock yourself in your house, and that would be it. Maybe sleep through the invasion, and you're fine. So for that reason, I don't think it's too difficult to survive the slime rain as long as you're not killing the slimes, and because of that, I'm gonna put it low B tier. Old One's Army. Now just to preface, for any events that have various different tiers, I'm gonna speak about the very hardest tier. So if we have a solar eclipse, I'm speaking about the solar eclipse at the very end of the game, because start of hard mode eclipse and end of hard mode eclipse are two very different things. So when discussing Old One's Army, I'm talking about tier 3. I'm talking about all the things that can spawn. We got the ogres, the sorcerers, and Betsy. I am screwed. Unless you give me a heavily militarized arsenal, there's nothing I can do about fire-breathing dragons and huge-ass ogres. Have you seen the traps that you can use for Old One's Army? Where am I finding anything to that equivalent? You have dragons in this event. How would I ever reach dragons? And do you really think I could kill a dragon even with, I don't know, a basic assault rifle, it'd probably take me an entire magazine, and do you really think my aim is that good? Probably not. The best way to go about this would be to just let them take the crystal and then try to run away, as the old one's army's enemies really only target the crystal, but I think that's making life too easy for us, and I'm gonna say they're all gonna attack you. And now, just to see how really screwed I am, I decided to read the wiki, and some of the tips that the wiki gives you and recommended weapons that it tells you to use is so far beyond anything that you could obtain legally that I'm going to put this in S tier. I would die without a chance of fighting back. Next, let's speak about Torch God. Look, all you have to do is run away. How about you stop trying to maneuver him, because he's gonna set you on fire, and you run as far away as possible. Because if you run away, he just despawns. This is a pretty easy event, and honestly, I think I could just outrun this guy, so for that reason, I'm gonna put it in C tier, above the meteor shower. Not too difficult, but still dangerous. Next, we have the Frost Legion. You are quite literally getting attacked by snowmen. This is not that difficult. The only one you have to fear is the one with the shotgun. Okay, never mind, this one might kill me. With a gun, I could probably take on the Frost Legion. I mean, there's one British guy, one guy with a shotgun, and then some other snowman that doesn't look too dangerous either, but the one with the shotgun is gonna give you trouble. In my current state, if I had no weapons, I would probably be cooked. And another thing that makes the Frost Legion much harder compared to other events is that it's another one of these invasions where you actually have to fully kill off all of the enemies before it can go away. You can't sleep through it, you can't wait through it. If people die, it doesn't end. You have to kill a certain amount of snowmen for this thing to progress. I would put this in A tier below the Goblin army, as nothing can specifically get you through walls, so in the comfort of your own home you may be a little bit more safe, and if I had guns I could probably take them out. Now let's talk about the solar eclipse. Boy, oh boy, this is a fun one. I would die so bad that you have no idea. This is one of the events that you can just wait out, contrary to the previous Frost Legion that we were talking about. But let me ask you, where are you going to wait out? You've got Reapers, Mothrons that summon more Mothrons, Butchers, Vampires, and the list goes on. You are safe nowhere, not even underground, not in any bunker, probably not even in space, because let's say you're underground, a whole ass Reaper will phase through the wall and murder you. On the bright side, you only have to survive 9 hours of this, because the solar eclipse will pass and it will turn to nighttime. But personally, I think there is no way I would survive 9 hours of a solar eclipse where enemies can phase through blocks, you have psycho killers stalking you. I am not making it alive out of this one, bro. Just like the blood moon, you can't sleep through it, so your only chance of staying alive is permanently being on the run. Can I run for 9 hours? Probably not. I'm gonna put it S tier above Old One's army. You can wait this one out. It's so close to being double S tier, but you still kind of have a fighting chance. I would maybe be able to outrun these enemies, but my chances are slim to none. Now let's talk about the pirate invasion. So this is kind of like a humanized Goblin army, but easier. Why do I say easier? First of all, there's a bunch of dangerous enemies. Sure, I agree with you, but can any of them phase through walls? Not really. Now, if you do kill the pirate captain, the ghost can phase through the wall, but if you can kill the pirate captain, then you could probably kill the ghost, so it's not too bad. But the point is, you don't get things like sorcerers or reapers that just literally phase through objects and come find you. These are human beings. Pirates are human beings, and most of them come at you with swords. So if you have any form of weaponry, you could probably take them out. So for that reason, I'm gonna put this A tier right below the Goblin army. The Pumpkin Moon. I am so cooked that you have no idea. I wanted to make a video on why you wouldn't survive Terraria's Pumpkin Moon, but let me give you a brief explanation as to why I think I would have no chance. Just the existence of the pumpkin says it all. A boss enemy that has next to infinite health compared to any human on the earth. It can phase through blocks and it can also one-shot me. I could try to cheese it, maybe stay on the first phase, only have the scarecrow spawn in, and then just wait for the pumpkin moon to go through. But since I'm ranking the hardest version of every event, I'm gonna say tier 15 pumpkin moon, I am not surviving. The pumpkin is coming my way and he's gonna one tap me. For that reason, I'm putting this into double S tier. Next we have the frost moon, the harder, cooler sister of the pumpkin moon. Now, if you were attentive, I just said that it was harder, right? I don't mean bricked up.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, fuck.
I mean more difficult. The Ice Queen once again says it all. I would not survive the Ice Queen, and for that reason I'm putting it double S above the Pumpkin Moon. The Martians. I want someone to come up with a logical explanation in the comments down below of how anybody would survive the Martians. Go ahead, I'll genuinely read all of the comments. Tell me, how the hell would you survive the Martians? I would likely get instantly obliterated. This is another one of those events where you actually have to take out the enemies for them to go away. How in the world would you take out a UFO? I definitely wouldn't. Even if all of the mobs within the Martian invasion can't go through blocks, like I've mentioned enemies in other events, I don't think it really matters. I think if the Martians would come down to Earth, they would just blow everything up in their way, and they wouldn't need to go through blocks. For all of these reasons, I'm gonna give it double S tier, above the Pumpkin Moon, above the Frost Moon, the hardest event by far. But there is one, our last one, that's a little bit worse, a little bit harder than the Martians, and that is the Lunar invasion. The first thing you have to realize is that according to the lore, this is literally the end of the world. You have the craziest enemies that will come find you and kill you no matter where you are. If you're on the ground, you got the centipede from the solar eclipse. If you're underground, you got all the other enemies that can just phase through blocks. You're trying to outrun them? Well, guess what? These guys can teleport. You're trying to outmaneuver them? They can quadruplicate. They can also shoot bullets at you. They can force your ass to go upside down and lose control of gravity. If any of these pillars come anywhere close to my house, I would be done for. Could you imagine the solar pillar popping up next to your house? If you recently played Terraria, you might have realized that the solar pillar actually spews out molten lava. So it would erode all of the ground around you, burn up your entire town, and also kill everyone in sight. For extra lore, when you take out the pillars, it gets worse. You literally start going mentally insane. Your mind goes numb and you start hearing voices. So would I be able to defeat a molten spewing, wall glitching Eldritch Tower that spawns infinite enemies and makes me also go schizo? Oh hell no. Consider subscribing to the channel, and if we can reach 300k before the New Year's, I will drop a twerking video.